Lights, camera, action.
In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film.
Cut.
That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It. We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
One. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening, I thank you for doing so. I'm Kevin Mumphrey. Once again, this effort, We'll Fix It in Post. I'm here with my colleague, Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Carson Knight Ferguson.
There we go. I like that one better. That's better. I like that. Keep that same energy right there.
He is never going to do that again. So, by the time you watch this, either summer will be officially over or we will be close to the point to where it has ended. So we're going to talk about some of the films of 2024 during the summer, because that's obviously a kind of our peak movie time of the year.
I like the winter movies better.
Well, hopefully they do better because
like The Revenant or Jingle All the Way or Gremlins.
I'll take Gremlin.
Who got Die Hard?
Jingle All the Way.
what I meant is, the time that people are you're going to get more people to go to the movies is the summer because the kids are out of school and all of that.
Yeah.
So that's obviously kind of a peak movie season. Now this year, Hollywood has made about $3.3 billion, and that's as of August 19th. Now, that sounds great, but last year they made like $4 billion, and the year before that was like $4.7 billion. No, $4.7 billion was in 2013.
There must not be no good movies out there.
So we've had some good ones. Like me personally, I would say one of the favorites that I probably watched this summer is Bad Boys 4.
Yeah.
That did pretty well. That did $1 billion worldwide by itself. Also now I haven't seen it, but it's obviously somewhat popular, Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the kids movie.
Yes, I actually think that was
The Incredibles.
That was the number one.
Incredibles?
No. Inside Out 2. In 4,440.
No, not Incredibles. What's the? I think it just came out.
It just came out now. We ain't got no. But no, I got.
What's that movie called? Despicable Me.
Despicable Me 4.
Yes.
That was third place. 4,449 theaters. It made $348 million.
How much Deadpool?
That's second place.
Wolverine.
577.
And it probably would have made more if it wasn't rated R. But they wanted to make it rated R.
It technically is the highest grossing rated R film of all time. So even with it being rated R, it was.
And it's only going to gain steam too, because it's only been out for a week. Maybe maybe two.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Because I saw it like 2 weeks ago. I think I saw it opening weekend.
No, it really July 26th. It's been out.
Okay, all right.
Now it's the top two movies is Deadpool, Wolverine, and Inside Out 2. Third place was the Despicable Me. Bad Boys I thought would have been higher, but Marvel's going to kill every time. So Bad Boys.
Not every time. Well, they're struggling. Their franchises are struggling. Like they had to get back to like the original formula for why people cared about it.
And I think it's going to do well this year because there's not as much projects. We're not being flooded with it.
Well, I mean, low key, they did a lot of cleaning house that a lot of people didn't talk about.
I don't know if it was low key.
No, I mean they clean house from a lot of people, whatever, like behind the scenes people.
Oh, you talking about behind the scenes?
Yeah,
I
thought you were talking about Coretta Scott King.
Look, you gonna leave that brother alone. He's getting back to himself.
Seriously, we gotta address this.
No, we do.
He wanted a white lady to be Coretta Scott King, not a black lady. He ain't gotta tell her. She already know. He
wanted her to have qualities of Coretta Scott King.
Why you laughing, man? Just tell the story. Stop laughing, man. Stop laughing.
Why are you trying to make this better? Why are you trying to make it better than what it sounds like? Literally.
I know it sounds horrible. I know.
Because it is horrible. Let's just
I just think he worded it. I just think he worded it badly.
Horrible.
I mean,
horrible.
How would you word it, Kevin?
I'm trying. He wanted someone with the qualities of a Coretta Scott King.
Okay.
Now, I mean,
Sam, even like you can't even get it out. You can't get it out. You can't get it out.
it's a strange framing of work, I'll admit.
You could have used any other phrase to describe however you wanted somebody to be.
I personally wouldn't have said
dignified.
demure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna use.
Why not?
I'm like, man. Here's the thing, man. I said, for people that didn't read the dictionary and they start using these big words that they probably never use in their life, I'd be like looking at people funny. I'd be like,
someone's already named the baby that. But with John, I mean, saying I wanted my own Coretta, that was a bad choice of words for him. I'll admit.
Thank you. I'm glad you admitted that.
It was.
Now, if he had said that years earlier before you saw the girlfriend he was with, you'd be like, oh, he wants a Coretta. And he'd be like, oh, I thought you wanted a Coretta.
I think it would have been worse if he did it before and then show up with the lady.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I want Coretta. You're like, that ain't Coretta.
She may have her qualities that Coretta has.
No. She definitely don't. She put a case on that man. She put a case on that man. And she chased him like 2 blocks in heels. That man ran away.
What makes you think Coretta can't run?
I'm saying, would Coretta have to run?
Coretta
was in the house.
Freedom. Okay.
Coretta was in the house. This chick
ran for freedom.
No. Well, I mean, maybe in a way. I don't know.
No, she ran. She ran for money. That's what she ran for.
She chased this man.
Financial freedom is still freedom.
No. She saw her meal ticket running away from her.
That is so not what we're talking about today.
Hey, like the Far Side used to sing about. You can't keep running away.
But so what was your favorite film of the summer? I don't get quiet now.
I'm gonna say Bad Boys. Okay, I'm gonna say Bad Boys.
Because you're not really much of a Marvel person.
I am, but I'm not.
Elaborate.
And then she gonna tell us about Coretta. Come on, like you gonna say that to me?
I mean, I love Marvel films, but I'm not unless it's like a female lead. I'm not, I'm gonna look at it, but I'm gonna be like, oh, okay. Where are all those female superheroes at?
Where are they?
Nobody knows how to write a good female lead anymore. They used to.
So what, give me an example of what you would consider a good female lead film.
Ripley in Alien 1. Or old girl in the first Terminator. 2, even the second Terminator that played Sarah Connor.
Okay. I would go with that.
I mean, it's super complex. So she's feminine, but she has to she's not leaning into her masculinity. Like, no, she's trying to live. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, what's up with people, man? This is weird, man.
I'm not trying to be tough. I'm trying not to die.
Yeah, but she's still a female. She's dealing with struggles like both of them did. And hey, they're trying to live.
Hey. Charmed. That's all about that show. Shout out to Shannon Doherty. She just passed away. She was born in Memphis.
I did not know that.
Shout out to Shannon Doherty. And you want to know what? The reason why they moved, because she wanted to be in television. So they moved out of Memphis so their daughter could do that.
And now the next Shannon Doherty won't have to go to Atlanta.
Well, I mean, if there is going to be a next Shannon Doherty, because back then, the stars actually made the film. Now the film is bigger than the star. Because they've been writing about this for a while or whatever. There is no quote unquote movie star. You got you got streamers that got more celebrity status than Hollywood people.
Oh yeah.
So I'm looking at these films and realizing marketing is important, because I hadn't heard about a lot of these. Indian 2, Dwayne, I don't even know how to pronounce that. The Lion King re-release.
They re-released Lion King? The original one or the
2024 re-release that made $2 million.
The original one, the cartoon one?
I don't know if it's current. See, I don't know. I can't tell you. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, a 2024 re-release.
It's probably like director's release or something like that.
Yeah, that was 2 Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship of the Ring 2024 re-release. Now like y'all remember the film The Crow?
Yeah.
So that just got released. And I don't
A new one?
Yes, and they've been working on this one, I believe, for a while because I've been hearing talks about it for
Didn't
years.
it like stop production for a minute and then they started back production
for a couple of reasons. I think they've been trying to remake this film for.
That should tell you something.
I mean, that's a lot of films do that.
Then that should tell you something.
But
a lot of troubled films do that.
That should.
Like, I mean, like Blade, like what they've gotten.
And now people are saying, why don't they just use?
So now they got Marshall catching so much hell for something that ain't got nothing to do with him.
Yeah, but it's not his fault. It's like allegedly, you're gonna have a Blade film that's gonna have like more dialogue than fight scenes. It's gonna be like 90% dialogue versus like action. That doesn't go with that character.
Kind of like the Batman, the last Batman.
There was a lot of exposition. There was a lot of exposition in that film, but like his on-screen Batman persona was a lot less because he was like more detective.
Yeah, they were trying to make it more of a detective.
I like part of that, but the emo Batman didn't work for me.
With that, I like the scenery, the look of it.
Yeah, it was like grimy kind of. Like
even the music choice.
Yeah, like that was good, but the over emo Batman, I was like,
it's like this is.
I'm not really a fan of that. And that film had a lot of issues. Robert Pattinson apparently was like, on that sauce, allegedly.
We could help for fight scenes.
I mean,
depending on what sauce you get.
I mean, if you're doing drunken monkey style, yeah, allegedly.
I mean, there are some scenes where he's really laying the hammer down. So, hey,
that's all about the camera work too. I'm just telling you, a good cinematographer can get that rolling. They make you look real good.
Bingo. Just remember that, everyone. A great cinematographer and some editors.
And look,
can make you look amazing.
And on that film, I thought it was a good film overall. But there are some things where I'm just like, come on, really? It took me out of the story. Like, you get these dudes that just happen to be some dudes off the couch, and they giving Batman a run for his money like that. They're not like, paid thugs. They're just some dudes who like collaborate each other through the internet. I'm like, nah, man. Tell me you ain't gonna get Batman like that.
Bike riders, fly me to the moon. Literally, marketing is important.
Fly me to the moon.
It's like what is it? Not Frank Sinatra, but it might be Frank Sinatra, like a song.
It did 20 million.
Didn't the Amy Winehouse movie come out this summer?
What was the name of the film?
Amy Winehouse.
No. Now hold on. Was it a theater or was it a?
I don't know. Maybe it's about to come out.
No, it already came out.
I don't know.
But I don't know. I don't know if it came out in theaters though. I don't know if it went to a streaming service or did it come.
That feels like a streaming service movie.
Speaking of movie, Jonathan Majors was supposed to come out with that one. No, he's supposed to come out with that one movie where he's a bodybuilder and he actually bulked up, but then all the stuff happened, and like they were gonna release it, I think, this year. It was like
he already filmed it.
It was like Generation Magazine. It was doing the rounds at like Sundance and like several film festivals to all kinds of acclaim. But since the stuff had happened, they didn't want to like crush the. So that might be like lost for a couple years now.
But he's already done it though.
Yeah. It's supposed to be really, really good from what I hear.
He was playing a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he plays a bodybuilder, and he put on like 30 pounds
for like
bodybuilding
for competition.
Yeah.
I thought they shelved it. Now let me ask you this: which production studio you think did the best this summer?
I don't know.
I have no clue.
Disney, of course.
That makes sense.
What do you mean, of course? Of course, what? They're bleeding the money on one side. Did they make up for the fact that they're bleeding money from over here? Disney Plus ain't profitable.
Now is it
just have their, what was it, 20th or 50th something? I saw something about Miley Cyrus getting the little handprints done.
It's supposed to be called Disney Legends.
Yes.
Yeah, she's considered the youngest Disney legend. Angela Bassett, I believe, got it as well.
Yeah, she got it.
There were some other people I don't remember. I remember Molly because she's considered the youngest ever Disney legend. To be honest, I've never heard of this until this year.
Me neither.
So I don't know the parameters on becoming a Disney legend, but
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. But like, too many child stars got too many issues for me to be like, what is this?
I mean, she's kind of on our I don't know. Molly seems fine now.
Now.
But
She seems fine now.
Oh,
But she was wilding.
Oh, you remember that? Oh my goodness, what was that phase with the that song she made with Juicy J?
She was sitting on the in the basketball rim.
it wasn't Wrecking Ball.
Was that the one?
Yeah, MIJs, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she had J's on or whatever. And she's sitting like in the goal, and I'm just like, man, why?
She good now. She good now.
Are you sure she's good now? You say that.
I think she is.
You must talk to her.
I think no, that's not my business. I'm just saying I ain't heard nothing crazy from her. So I think she's good. You're saying like about Disney. Now, Disney got a lot of stuff that's probably got a lot of issues because obviously with sports, because they're getting into that more because they were part of the NBA. They're part of that package, and that package as a whole is $76 billion. Disney's gonna be paying a good chunk of it, so they're not good on that side. Like I don't think their movie department is going to make so much money where it fix all of that.
Yeah, but I mean, the parks division, like it may have made a profit this year, but is that enough to offset the cost everywhere else?
Oh, no.
Disney Plus ain't profitable yet.
I don't know if that's ever like they're going. I have to do something with that, but I don't know if that's because I think right now, as far as in the prevalence of streaming, that may be third or fourth place. I mean, obviously Netflix is number one.
Yeah, but what is that saying though? Because Hulu is a partnership between like what Disney and NBC or something like that.
If Hulu is still winning over Disney Plus, you still gotta win because I got two of mine.
Yeah, but that's not enough though. You're still splitting profits with this other company that you partner with. But I'm saying like you're not even taking 100% of that. And like I think they made a mistake when they pulled all their content to put it all on Disney Plus. Be like, because the licensing money.
You talking about when they started pulling everything from Netflix and putting it on?
I think that was a mistake at the time because it's like you don't have it built up enough where you can do that to where you're going to be able to just like smooth sailing. Because there's not enough franchises on Disney Plus that are going to carry the streaming service.
I understand the thinking of doing it.
I do too.
Because it's like, okay, our brand name is big enough to get people to come over here for one. Two, if I cut it off from here, I could reasonably assume
they assumed people were going to come over.
I mean, they were wrong, but I think it was a reasonable assumption. Like, I can't say if I was them, I would have made that mistake.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Okay, how much brand equity has like Netflix built up over the years? Quite a bit, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say their brand equity is on par with Disney.
I would say as far as the people paying you, it is because somebody has to come out of their wallet to pay you. They have to find it worth that. And Disney, if you've seen the stuff, unless you just like are adamant about like watching something over and over again, or you got kids, it ain't really gonna happen. Hell, like I used to be like on Hulu back in the day when they had Cops on, but then when they pulled Cops off, I was like, hey, I'm out of this because that was the main source of reason why I was there.
Where did they moved to like the
they pulled Cops off and sold the rights to somebody else, and like since then the rights have been sold off 3 or 4 different times.
It might have been Paramount.
It could be.
I think it's on
because like I guess they sold to somebody else, and I think Fox bought it, and then Fox now has like something live or something like that because they did something weird or whatever where there's like 2 almost copycats, and I guess they sold off a certain amount of rights to one company. And they split the rights or something like that, or because there was Live PD and there was another one.
Yeah, something else. But that's also on. They have a show like that on A&E too. I forgot the name of it, but yeah.
I used to watch Lockup too, and I remember the episode where O.J. Simpson got booked in.
Okay, so I'm looking at where it's streaming on Pluto TV, Fox Nation.
Nation. That's where I've seen it at.
So, and I mean, obviously you can get it on YouTube, but it's.
I mean, like old episodes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like they were like running live episodes, but then like 2 years ago they decided, oh, this is, even though this is a profitable show, we're not gonna we don't want anything near this anymore.
I mean, there's so many versions of that kind of show now.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's
Cops,
so many
Cops was
different-
the longest standing one though, and
Yeah.
you knew what you're gonna get. And most people that watched it like with their whole
Man,
family.
you got so much.
That was prime time.
So much competition now.
Yeah, but to my point, this is the brand equity that one brand leads up. I mean, you have all this other stuff, but it still don't rival that of Coke. You got McDonald's and you got Burger King.
So as far as brand equity, I feel like it would have brand equity for someone our age or even older.
Yeah, so anybody
younger.
under that don't care. They don't care about the Disney. You'd be like, oh, that's Disney. Okay. They don't think about that. They don't care about going to the theme park. But I'm saying like brand equity though in the show Cops, because so many generations watched it and they will watch it together, it probably would have more to a lot more different generations. I remember watching it, and every member in my household was in every single room watching the same episode, not knowing. And then it's like, so you hear that weird like,
I mean, like your mama in one room watching the same.
You like hear the echo, you be like, man, it's kind of weird.
Little sound like I get
you like, and then like everybody's yelling at the TV. Yeah. And then we decided, oh, if we're all watching this at the same time anyway, let's go in the family room and watch this.
Now, but the time with families watching shows in the family room is together, man, that is long ended.
I don't think so necessarily, because I've had like where I would like entertain like friends over at the crib and we all be watching the same stuff or whatever, and I would call it family game night, and then we like watch something, be drinking, playing like Uno, you know what I'm saying? Like
friends is one thing,
Monopoly or something like that. But there's families that do this still with certain shows. Like, I mean, I know a family that was watching the one with Kevin Costner.
I know what you're talking about.
They're watching that together as a family. So it still happens. It's just a lot less because like everybody's got like way more different tastes, but it takes the right media to do that. I don't know if Disney is the right media for that. Like, I mean, some of the like Despicable Me 1 and 2, I haven't seen 3 or 4, but Despicable Me 1 and 2, that's good. It hits all the markers. And I can say that as somebody like, looking at objectively. And I only watched it because I was like over a friend's house with his family. And it was like, oh, we're going to watch this. And I'm like, kind of rolled my eyes. But it was good. I didn't know Pharrell Williams did the soundtrack until like I heard something. I was like, is that Pharrell?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, good on him. Good on him, man. He getting that money.
And he's doing a film on his life.
Okay.
A biopic?
Yep. And it's going to be all in Legos. It is now this part, I think Legos have been doing a lot because Lego has a brand deal with I believe the NBA as well. So I think Lego's been doing a lot of stuff actually. But yes, he's going to do
it's interesting. That's something new.
It's new, it's innovative, and I think if it's going to work with anyone,
it'll work with Pharrell.
It makes sense for someone like Pharrell to do that.
I would want to see CeeLo Green first.
I don't think he would do Legos though. I think he would do something else.
He did Niles Barkley. He would do Legos.
I think he would do something else. Now his might be animated. I
think you could talk him into it, but for the first time,
kind of like Baby Kids. I can see him doing something like that.
Yeah. I can see him doing it. But I mean, for something of this nature and how new it is, Pharrell feels like the perfect person to do something like this. It's weird, but I mean, Pharrell's sound is somewhat weird, but it works.
It's really not weird, not at this point in time.
Well, I'm not talking about now. I mean, we've all been adjusted to. I mean, like when he first came out,
Star Trek.
He
gave us the clips.
Grinding.
Yay.
I mean, like, and then
Grinding.
before the clips, there was the Philly's Most Wanted. If anybody remembers that, they were the clips before the clip.
He brought back the beating on
The school lunch
the
table.
school lunch
I was
table.
like, yo, that was
That back.
that was for real right there.
He is the only one that brought that back.
Well, there's some other people that did it as well, but I mean, like, that was legit.
It was more memorable. Like, you tend to think about it when you see that. But
I mean, like, you had old boy to get that record deal, the Acapulco Don or whatever, the dude from Florida. It was like banging on the this is like maybe 10 years ago. He was banging on the porch, telling stories or whatever, and like rhyming.
That sound like finesse 2 times in jail.
Hey, but
banging on the thing while he was doing rhymes in the jail cell.
But you know what though? That was the realest, because it's like, it's so raw and everybody related to it, because it's like, yo, the lyrics was good, the beat that he was doing was good. He was doing the pencil and the deal, so it had so many elements.
Oh yeah.
And then he got a deal.
So okay.
And then I don't know. I guess he had a couple shows and stuff like that. And did.
They said one of the losers of this year's summer movie season was original movies. I'm gonna just read how I got in the story. Try as it may, but modern Hollywood cannot produce original movies. Aside from Long Legs, every creative swing this summer struck out. If Legged Out was a respectable 184 million worldwide, but it was far from a hit. Kevin Costner's Horizon crashed and burned with a putrid 34 million. I don't even against his 100
What is that movie? I've never even heard that movie. What is that movie about?
It's like a
it looked like
a kind of modern Western. Like
100 million to make.
I didn't even know he four-walled that. I remember seeing like a couple things, but there's so much stuff going on in everybody's life. Just because you make something doesn't mean, we're gonna see it or even care about it.
But you know how many movies are made?
Yeah.
Or not made, but how many movies come out a year?
Yeah.
Or within a 6-month time?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And the one thing you have to realize is marketing, the money that you put into marketing is very important.
And how you use that money.
And how you use the money. And how you do marketing.
But also, too, you got to know your audience is going to come and see this potential film. If your audience is busy, you're going to have to get to them some other way. You're going to have to, kind of do some, kind of new age, different type of marketing with them or something. But, if you're just doing traditional marketing, you're gonna have to get through the sea of noise somehow. Because he's got Yellowstone that I think he just walked away from.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't tell me that people that watch that film, if you were able to reach them, you wouldn't be able to get them to see this film as well.
It's about marketing. I knew nothing about that.
I remember seeing something about it or whatever, but it was just like, one thing. But it's like, people don't get news the same way they used to at one point in time. So I don't know why. I don't understand. Because
I guarantee you, everybody who loved Yellowstone, they would have went to go see that movie.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity alone, I would have thought they would have gone to see it.
I mean, not just that. Like, he's got a built-up fan base through the years. Like, he's normally in good films, like Highwaymen. That was a great film. Him and Woody Harrelson. The two dudes.
I never saw it, but I know
they went to go get Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, I seen that.
And then at the end or whatever, I had forgot, because I remember reading about that people were like, they had became like folk heroes. So they had to parade them around the country dead in the shot up car to show people, we got them up out of here. Hey, don't be robbing no banks no more. It was crazy to me, man. I was like, yo, that's wild.
Yeah, they got one. They say one of the winners of the summer. I almost feel like this is a cheat code, but it's low budget thrillers. There's the one Long Legs they were talking about that did really well. It's another one called Maxine that earned 20 million, but the budget was 1 million to make. But the thing with thrillers is, the thing why they tend to like making them is you don't have to put a lot of money.
It's cheap.
It's cheap to make, and there's a nice sizable people who love thrillers.
Yeah.
They'll watch thriller. It has the genre of itself has its fan base.
Yeah.
And because I've never heard of any of these films, but it's like this what is it, Rennie Harlin's The Strangers, 47 million, and his budget was 8.7 million. And these budgets are like before marketing, so I don't even know what marketing they did. And you just with thrillers, I mean, you ain't got to spend much.
No,
but
you
they
really don't.
triple.
Because it's a thriller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Thrill
Of course.
Thrill of the night.
Done.
You seen the memes where old girl from Australia, the breakdancer, they got her in Thriller?
No,
That's not-
Oh my goodness.
That's a
Yeah,
whole
that's what I'm talking about.
subject. It's a whole different other subject.
Man,
I
I
don't
mean,
understand why.
we could talk about that
Why?
at the end.
Why?
you said Thriller, and I went to the meme.
No. So
That's where I made a connection.
Every time I see her, she make my head hurt. Even a
But-
picture of her.
But
She don't even have to be breakdancing. I could just look at a picture of her and she just make my hair hurt.
She was on a committee, her and her husband. They actually kicked off other people so she could make it to Paris. She got 0 across the board. And I'm like, how does that even happen? How does that even happen?
so I'll kind of talk about that a little bit at the end. But another winner, which I think is more of a summer thing as well, animated movies did well.
Because they're animated movies.
I mean, don't they tend to do well?
yeah.
They do, especially in the summer though, because your kids are out, and that's when more likely kids are going to be watching movies. It just obviously kind of
Or during the holiday times, you know.
Yes,
When
yes.
the kids are out. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, yes. So, and it had like a final note: we need more action movies for men, and that was mainly because of the success of Bad Boys and Deadpool and Wolverine.
You got to do action movies well. If they're not done well, then that is a hole that you might as well shovel your money into.
I don't even think you have to do it like really well. I just think it doesn't have to.
I mean, it has to be well enough.
And I'm a guy who likes Fast and Furious. I think, and I know it's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you know what you're signing up for every
Yeah.
time you watch a film now. It's different. It's like with was it Bruce I can't remember his last name, but the Evil Dead franchise. It's gonna be over the top, it's gonna be kooky.
Yeah, and as long as there's a certain once it passes a line of like I can't watch this anymore, or it just don't look like you're
Like
throwing money.
Sharknado too.
Sharknado period for me is just kind of like
You
I
know
don't
what? I'll
understand
watch
why this is
Sharknado
happening.
before I watch another Fast Furious. Okay.
And that's probably
That's
a lot
just-
of people.
That's just me. That's just me. Okay.
That's probably a lot of people. I like the ridiculousness of it, the
I mean,
action of it.
You know what I'm getting with both, but I'm just like, I'd rather
Mine is more acceptable.
right. I'd rather see some people get fake eating in front of a green screen than trying to watch another Fast and Furious. I'm just saying. That's just me.
So okay, so
Hey, give me another John Wick while you're at it. Come on,
yeah.
come on.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't.
Like
And now
prequels, all that. Give it to me. Give me animated with the father and the daughter, the Japanese father and daughter. Give me an animated version of that.
I'm kind of late for the John Wick franchise. I literally just started watching it like earlier this year. Because to me it was like I didn't get like even the marketing of it. Seeing what's his name, that who plays John Wick,
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. For some reason I just couldn't see him as like an action hero.
I mean, you saw him as Neo.
I didn't really like him that much in that. Not that it, like the story itself was great. I just never liked him in that. But he does really well on here. I admit I was wrong. I was wrong on that.
What?
But, yeah, I did not like him as Neo.
What?
No, say the other part again.
Yeah, I was wrong. He's
What?
John Wick is
Right.
great.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You said you were wrong?
Yeah, no, with John Wick, I was dead ass.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
definitely
love
wrong on
that.
that. But because I started watching the last one, and it just so happened it was on something.
So you started from the last to the first?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was like, this is actually way better than I thought. But I messed up watching the last because I love
sequence.
yeah, I watched it. Wait, now the last one makes it like, oh, let me watch these other ones because it didn't make sense to me.
Wait,
but
so you watch 4, 3, 2,
no,
1?
no. I'm sorry, I worded that wrong. I started off with the last one, but then I went
Okay.
because again, the story didn't.
All right.
I didn't understand the story. I just liked it, so I like.
Because I was like, I don't know what kind of backward stuff you doing, but that's not how you watch anything, sir.
No. The first one I saw was 4. Then I went to the
1.
first. Yeah, 1 to 3.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I would love to see another.
Hey, he watched it like he was on one of the free preview weekends for HBO or something.
It was kind of it wasn't a free. It was Tubi, but
Man, oh man.
no, but you kind of. If you were wondering, yeah, just somebody just randomly saw on Tubi, and it just so happened to have all of them on. I didn't see the 4th one on Tubi. I saw the other ones on there.
Well, you started with 3 then.
No. I started with 4.
But you said it was on Tubi.
The other ones were on Tubi.
The rest of them.
Oh, okay, all right.
So that's how.
So where'd you watch the 4th one at?
No, I saw that in theaters.
You went to the theater to see the 4th movie and then
Somebody
see.
else. I wasn't playing. I was somebody who wanted to see that. And I was like, fine. And that's kind of they got.
Oh man,
It wasn't.
Man,
I didn't go there specifically to watch.
That's another
Keanu Reeves fight people.
That's another
That
story
was-
for another day.
nah, I think even on that day I don't want to hear that story. But hey, but go ahead.
But
That's another story for another day.
since y'all brought up the Olympics slightly, how much of it did you watch?
I watched quite a bit. Like I watched the track and field, and what else I watched? I watched quite a bit. But I did not know the breakdancing was part of that until I seen it on the internet.
So you didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear any like promotion of breaks. Oh,
No. I didn't hear none of that.
so I heard about it 2 years. I don't know if they officially announced about. I heard about it 2 years ago. I forgot about it, but then once it got closer and closer, they kind of started talking about it a little bit more. It was kind of one of their promotional points. Obviously, Team USA, Simone Biles, track and field is always going to be a draw, and then they brought breakdancing. I never. It felt like something that should have happened maybe 20 years ago if they were going to do it.
But here's the thing. I think old girl put such a bad taste in everybody's mouth that they were like, "No, we're not doing this again.
So
No, we're not doing this
I
again."
don't think that's the reason why. I mean, it's a nice excuse or whatever, but I don't think that's the reason why. But I mean, I think the old guard or whatever were trying to do something special or whatever, and then they didn't actually understand what it was to begin with, and that couldn't have helped. Not one iota.
No, I don't think it helped. But also, like, what longevity you would have of it. Again, I thought they did it. They should have done this years before. And they say either be great or be interesting.
It was
And
neither.
It was old girl was interesting. If
No,
nothing
it was
else.
neither. It
There's
was neither.
nothing
No, but
else.
there were some talented people, whatever. That like the
But
the little Asian chick that she was going.
overshadowed the
Like
great
there were some great breakdancers.
Yeah,
I had to look for them because I was like, oh, because she was like, I ain't gonna say promoted. She just kind of blew up to the point where I was like,
no. I mean,
it
It-
felt
it-
like
it-
she won.
but it was so bad. Do you like? How did she even get there? And then come to find out, it was a bunch of corruption. So like they didn't know, like there was no governing board or whatever. So her and her husband were like the governing board, and then they kicked out like really good break dancers or whatever, or way better than her. So she's like, I select myself. And then like once all that stuff starts coming out, it's like an avalanche, and it makes it even worse. So now nobody feels sympathy for you for getting made fun of at all. In fact, they like doubling down. They got
Not
a
even-
picture.
They just got rid
got
of
a
the
picture.
whole thing.
They got a meme of her like curb stomping the dude in American History X.
I've seen so many memes.
Crazy. And they got her in Thriller. They
That makes
got her all
sense, too.
over the place. Actually, I took her picture. I think I took her picture. No, actually, no. Like I got a fantasy league that I just got invited to, and I was like, man, I gotta have a funny picture. And it was even between her, the crying Jordan face, and the crying Jordan face, like it's just
It's iconic.
yeah.
It's
I
its own
was
thing.
like, yeah. And it's like, I think my team names you made me do this to you. And I was like, it's got to
Yeah.
be ironic.
You know what's crazy is that performance that she did. I've seen videos of her before that. She was slightly a little bit better than what she did at the Olympics.
She might have been nervous. Who knows?
Nah.
She's like a fish out of water, man. When she's like flopping around, she's like,
Yo, she literally did look like a fish out of water.
Then they got the video of her doing her routine to Peter Griffin to doing the Beverly Hills Cop theme song. Man,
Oh.
killing.
I think that because they're going to have flag football in 2028. So I guess that's replacing. Now 2028 will be in LA.
They talking about taking like boxing out. They were talking about taking
No,
wrestling out.
I think boxing is out.
I know, like, but they've been talking about this like for years now. They were talking about boxing and wrestling. Like wrestling is the original Olympic sport. One of the originals.
Wrestling, I haven't heard much on. Boxing, I think it was more of a board issue.
Well, I mean, it's historically corrupt, and then like
boxing,
and
also
because like the international bodies and there's a lot of politics to it.
So yeah,
and
that's why
and it's a subjective sport a lot of the times, unless you just go in there and lay the dude out.
Yeah, but like I think it wasn't there this year because they didn't get a board together in time. It was some political stuff with boxing. Wrestling, I haven't heard much of. I don't think I heard. I just know 2028 is going to be in LA.
Well, I mean, like it like the subjectiveness of boxing is so much if the athletes are that close to each other, to where it's like it's almost impossible to score it objectively without having some kind of bias. Even like they had to get rid of the point system because people like their reflexes weren't fast enough, or what they were looking at and all that stuff. Because it used to be like 3 of the 4 or 5 judges had to like hit the button within 3 seconds of each other for a point to land. And
so you're saying like let's say like a punch connects, they gotta click something,
and then so many of the judges, like a certain amount of the judges would have to like get the points, and then some of the judges say if you're like behind the guy and you can't see the punch land, you just like I think it hit. It's like a hearing. It's like a hearing test. Like you gotta hit the button. It's like, did I hear something? It's so quiet. I'm psyching myself out.
That's the feeling that I'm getting. I feel like there's something that it would be like something that would be rectified through AI by the time.
Dude, what's up with you and AI, man?
Nah,
like, come on, man. Like, I know you like Allen Iverson, man.
Well, I do, but so they're like the first professional player shoe that I had, but like so. Like so much of the film industry, I've been kind of researching it. So much of the film industry or televised industry is going to be affected by AI.
But I don't think it's gonna last. To be honest with you,
if I can have a machine replace 5 or 6 workers, they're going to get that machine. Like they're projecting worldwide by the end of this decade, it's going to replace.
But
80%.
as far as film, I don't think that's gonna.
So here's why I think for that. One, because God, I don't remember the name of this thing they've got, but you've seen like an AI photo. You can describe the photo you make,
right?
Make it for you. So they're now doing that with film, and I wish I could remember the name of it. But you can describe a scene, describe the characters, put the dialogue, put how you want the characters to look like, and it'll do that with some amount of certainty. And
that's understandable, but I mean something. I just don't think it's gonna last. It looks good.
I mean, like some of it does look actually pretty good. Like just the visual of it, but like you ain't gonna get no Forrest Gump out of AI. You're not gonna get a Forrest Gump out of AI. You're not just gonna be like, oh, guy in Mississippi runs fast, has braces, run Forrest, run. You're not gonna get that out of AI.
You could argue we're not getting Forrest Gump now.
That's the problem. That's the problem. And it's like the good stuff is always going to like go to the top. And with tools and the democratization of technology or whatever, it's only going to get like worse for the mid-level and even the bottom films. You know what I'm saying? So like because the tools have gotten so advanced, people think they can replace the story with the technology, and you can't do that.
It's all about the story.
It's all about,
to be honest with you,
story over everything.
I can see them definitely trying to replace that story with technology.
Because a visual is just a visual. I mean, visual. Hell, use that for music videos. A visual.
Nothing.
They're already doing it for music videos.
Nothing has meaning until you assign that meaning to it, thus telling the story that gives it any kind of like credence to begin with.
Now, what I kind of think would happen with that. Now, I think like with this technology, whatever, it'll be so wide braced that it will either a indie filmmaker can make something that it won't be as good as a major film because they'll have obviously more expensive software. but it'll look a little bit more on par, or it could potentially can create an avenue for indie films, whereas they're the only ones making their films with 90% or full. They can market their film going, this is a non-AI film. This is all human based, and then an audience grow from that to where they're like, I just want to see a film with people in it and no AI. That's kind of like I see like around the end of the decade of how this.
I don't think that's going to matter. Like, because if the story's good, the story's good, and I don't think you're going to be able to get somebody in because we got humans. I'm like, okay. Because I'm like the animated films, if that's the case or whatever, you would look at those differently. But the animated films, the reason why a lot more of those are on point is because you can't fudge it. You have to know exactly how everything's gonna be, and like they can probably do a little bit of like ad libbing here and there, but that's not really encouraged because of lip sync. They got to get the lip sync right. The computer animation is a little bit easier, but like the ones that go to the drawing and all that, you can't do that. Why do you think like the original Star Wars, they had every frame of the film storyboarded because of special effects so heavy, and then he come in, like George Lucas come in the room, like rip some stuff down and walk out the room. Probably piss a lot of people off.
Yeah. Now something like Star Wars, I wouldn't even make sense to use like the ad lib that at all, because of like this kind of story. Now, if it's something that's comedic and you've got someone that's really good at ad libbing, someone like I don't know if a Jim Carrey would work for.
Yeah, but I mean,
because
like,
he's an anime. Like, you tend to want to see him.
You talk about this, right? Like Robert Downey Jr. Like some of his best like deal in the Marvel universe or whatever were ad libs. Like he ad libs some certain like small parts, not the whole swath.
It's still like within their story to where whoever he's doing the scene with understand what's going on, doesn't throw anybody off.
Apparently he threw off Tom Holland when he was in that Spider-Man movie. The Homecoming, I think.
Yeah.
Or actually, I think it was Civil War. Yeah, I think it was Civil War actually.
Okay. Well, I have nothing else for this, so I'm going to wrap this. No. There's one more thing I was going to ask you all. So I don't know if you heard about him. No, Denzel. Actually, I think he has 2 projects this year. Gladiator and
Gladiator 2.
And it's another one. It's another story.
Gladiator 2.
Gladiators.
Y'all can debate
Gladiator 2.
Gladiators.
Ain't no gladiators.
Y'all can debate that.
It's Gladiator 2.
Look,
it's a sequel.
I say Gladiator.
Y'all can debate that on y'all own time.
Debate. I won.
But yeah, so he had after these 2 films, he said in a recent interview that there are very few films left for me to make that I'm interested in.
That's understandable. He needs to start writing his own stuff.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's writing, but he's definitely directing.
I mean, he wrote in I guess he did the adaptation of the screenplay for Fences.
Yeah, he directed that. I don't think he wrote.
I think he helped with the writing to the big screen because you had to adapt the stage play to the.
Because usually I'm gonna look that up to make sure, but you assign a writer who does that to adapt it to a screenplay. But let me look at and I was like I saw that, I was like, man, I mean, I kind of thought we'd have been at that point years ago, but
I mean, he don't have to write nothing.
But I mean, now as far as like being on camera.
Well, that's understandable. I get that. So for me, it's all about the story. I'm just not gonna sit up there and direct some junk.
I wish he had more time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, he didn't. He wasn't in the writing of it, but definitely he was the director.
You know, one of my favorite movies of his is Devil in a Blue Dress. That was a book.
It was a good film.
That was made into a film.
That was a good film.
I loved him.
I read the book. And then I looked at the film, and I'm like, okay.
Actually, no, like, I never saw the book. Funny you brought that up because I did not like it when it first came out.
The movie?
The movie, no. It's one of the things that I ended up liking as I got older.
He's more a Jason Lyrics guy.
Oh,
So I was like, when I think like Denzel films, obviously Malcolm X, training. It's one of those movies that I could watch over again. It's not necessarily my go-to Denzel movie.
John Q.
I watched
Yeah,
John
that was
Q last
man,
week.
and that was a little emotional for me. I couldn't go back to that one. Training Day I can watch Lord knows how many times. That may be my favorite Denzel film.
That's horrible.
It is. It's just fun to watch him be villainous. When like my entire life he's like the ultimate good guy in films.
What's the
American Gangster wasn't good though. Well, he wasn't a good guy.
And
Oh,
he was good in American Gangster.
He liked him because he was handing out turkeys. That's what it was. He's handing out turkeys to people he's selling drugs to. So yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I liked him in American Gangster. I don't know. It's something about Training Day. They just kind of his performance in there just always captured my attention in that one.
What's the one movie where that he was trying to trick that demon at that cabin? Was it Fallen? Where the demon would like jump from body to body or from animal
I
and
know what
stuff?
you're talking about. I think it's the name of it.
It's Fallen.
Because I've seen that movie.
That's good. That's really good. And at the end, he's like, he almost got him too. And the demon's like, oh, that was good. He's like, you almost got me. He's like, I was scared. And I was like, oh man, the demon went into the cat at the end. Like, cause Denzel tricked him and got him in a secluded part and he's going to kill him or whatever. And then like, he's like, man, that was close. And I was like,
Side note, did you hear they're making the Drag Me to Hell too? You ever seen that movie?
is that
Drag Me to Hell?
the one with the girl or whatever? And like the old lady was like clawing at her and stuff like that.
So at the end, like she literally goes to hell.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen that.
I forgot the dude's name.
Yeah. I've seen
The
that.
dude that was I forgot his name. But if you
So-
can recognize his face, but yeah.
He's one of those actors. Yeah, I get you. Now, when we get to the point where y'all talking about thrillers, that means it's time to go. So we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you all for listening. I am here.
Did you know the new Beetlejuice is coming out?
I don't count that as a thriller. That's just funny. But wait, did it not already?
No, it comes out. It comes out September.
Yeah, they're doing the advertisements for it right
That's
now.
why I'm seeing.
They're
Okay,
doing trailers and stuff like that.
they're just at the market.
And they got Michael Keaton back in it.
Michael Keaton.
And old girl.
Yeah.
Jenny Ortega.
Who?
The young. Are y'all talking about the
We're talking about the people who were in the original.
one? I don't-
Yeah, like,
I don't remember the woman's name. I just know she played the
director
home.
from Edward Scissorhands, was his ex-wife.
What's her name?
She was in Fight Club. She was in Fight Club.
She's in Stranger Things. What is her name?
She's in Fight Club.
It's what I think
Stranger
about.
Things.
I don't think she's in Fight Club. I don't.
The wife? There was an Edward Scissorhands. The black hair chick?
I know you're talking about.
My mind went blank.
Yeah,
What's
she's
her name?
the love interest in Fight Club. Almost every movie that he directed for a while had her in it.
Because
Winona Ryder.
Winona. Yes, she was in Fight Club.
No, not
Winona Ryder was.
Not Winona Ryder. I was thinking it was the same chick.
You're thinking of
No.
another. You're thinking
No.
of another woman. I think I know. I don't know her name. She had like wild hair.
And then the person who played her mom is coming back. Still her mom. And I'm talking about in Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
What was it? She was in Home Alone. She played the mom in Home
She
Alone.
played the mom. Hold on. I know you're talking about. I don't. I know she's one of the person whose faces I remember more than her name.
Like, you misplace your child like every other year. The youngest, too. You misplaced the baby.
Oh my
You don't
goodness.
care about that boy. Hey, CPS.
And the fact that like how many of them films she made, like man, y'all, this is like a Home Alone 4. At this point, y'all should be in jail.
No, we didn't lose him.
Yeah,
You forgot him.
and it got progressively worse. Like it's one thing to lose him at home. Okay, it's horrible, but I mean, how you lose your child in New York?
When you're wealthy and you have that many kids, apparently it doesn't matter. Because how you taking 14 to 16 people on vacation every year?
As I growed up, you start.
Hey,
What did they do for a living?
The dad might have had, some benefits going on.
He was moving weight. For real. Hey, he's working with Esco.
He might have made his
Escobar.
pay their way. You never know. Hey, y'all gotta pay some money.
No. Unless his kids are like in the IT field. Like, no. Ain't happening.
Everybody pitch in $200. Let's go.
Not them vacations. And then and then Kevin, when he went to New York or whatever and was spending all that money, that was like an Amex card, wasn't it? Had it been like a black card, because how you gonna spend that much money and not have a flag on your account? Because he was buying Christmas trees and all kinds of stupid stuff. I'm like, it has to be an unlimited account, because like, hey, you get flagged. You know, if you buy $20 worth of Amazon stuff, and that's not normal, unless you're that chick from Illinois.
And you're doing it from a whole nother state, or is it another city? I forgot where it was based out of.
Yeah, I think when they from Minnesota or something like that.
Yeah, so you spend in another state, you're like, usually your credit card would go, let's just freeze this card for a second. I guess they didn't do that back then. But either the woman you're talking about, Helena.
Yeah.
That's who you're talking, because I know her face. I was just like, I never could think of her name, so I had to look her up. But on that note, I think we're done. Before y'all start talking about scarier stuff, I am once again Kevin.
Scary.
No,
I'll figure it out on the next episode. Don't worry about it. Oh my goodness!
You just had to go there. I am one Kevin Mumphrey with my colleagues Victoria V.A. Jones.
And next episode, we talking about some thriller stuff.
And Carson Hyde Ferguson.
Oh, nothing.
You ain't got nothing?
No.